Welcome back, friends. Welcome to UPSC 2020 solutions. Friends, UPSC has once again showed that the hard work, dedication, determination and discipline, these are the key ways for entering into the civil service exam. Yes, and dedication with smartness, a bit smartness is also required. So a planned smart study can clear any kind of exam for that matter, not only UPSC. So whoever they have done the hard work, whoever they have revised, whoever they have applied their knowledge, so I don't think this paper is that difficult. Yes, and here we look into the science, sports and environment related questions. Yes, and most of them they were amenable for smart guessings, and some of them they were factual in nature, and factual questions they are factual for everyone. Yes, so likewise, and moreover after this and along with this lecture we take such questions which we have given, which IAS Baba had given in rapid revision series, and we see how many questions have come from this part and also from overall paper. Friends, this is not here to boost, this is not to boost ourselves, this is only to make you understand that you can predict some of the questions in UPSC prelims. Although the prediction might be somewhere around 15 to 20%, not more than that, but still you can do that. If you are smart enough, you can predict some of the questions. Yes, and rapid revision series was a free service that was given. Yes, and here we are not here to advertise as well. Yes, and go through them and plan accordingly. So I am here to teach you how to plan and how to predict the questions. Yes, and here we are glad to say that some 15 hardcore questions they appeared from the rapid revision series, and although partial or some are fullest questions, some complete questions they also appeared. Yes, so when that is the case, the planned and predicted hard work they will surely lead to success. Yes, we will begin the first one in this, the science and tech part. So the question says the R2 code of practices constitutes a tool available for promoting the adoption of what? Yes, so here we will close this, we just go for the crude guesswork and then we take up the solutions. So either the solution rata everyone can do that. So my intent is to hit it with minimum knowledge as a common student, how I shall track or crack this question. Yes, so here the R2 is somewhere around R3. Yes, so I track this question to R3 or the 3R. So 3R means reduce, reuse and recycle. Yes, so here I search for the reduce, reuse and recycle like words. So here first one, electronically responsible practices in electronics recycling industry. Sorry, environmentally responsible practices in electronics recycling industry. So at the very first option I got the word recycle. Yes, for the proof I check for other options. So what are others? Ecological management of wetlands of international importance under the Ramsar Convention. So here I don't have anything like the reduce, recycling, reuse, etc. Then sustainable practices in cultivation of agricultural crops in degraded lands. Although it has something regarding ecology, but not fully regarding the reduce, reuse and recycle. Then environmental impact assessment. So here also I don't get anything like the reduce, reuse or recycle. So directly I can hit the option A. So answer A is the right answer. And here if you go through the solutions, so here in the Times of India this question had come, that is the dawn of new era for responsible recycling in India. So R2 code means the responsible recycling. Yes, and the finance minister Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, she spoke about responsible recycling in India in the budget speech, and moreover this is being originated from the Environment Protection Assessment of United States. Yes, so that is the body EPA which is certifying this R2 certification. Yes, so this is the solution, a simple one. I don't think all these are necessary, only search for the tracking and you can crack this. So track and crack. Yes, then come to next. Friends, next question is, why is there a concern about copper smelting plants? First one, they may release lethal quantities of carbon monoxide into environment, and the copper slag can cause the leaching of some heavy metals into environment. Then they may release sulfur dioxide as pollutants. Friends, we have taken up in the rapid revision series guesswork, we have to track for the moderate words. So here are some of the moderate words, that is, they may release, the copper slag can cause, they may release sulfur dioxide. So all are moderate sentences. So directly I can take 1, 2 and 3 as the option. Yes, so I don't want any of the things here for the guesswork. But coming back, as far as the solution is concerned, friends, this is the copper smelting procedure, and here we have the coal, and we know that coal is a product of carbon, nitrogen and sulfur. Yes, and friends, not only coal, any living organisms, they are the products of carbon, nitrogen and sulfur. Yes, carbon is present in the polypeptides, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, everywhere. In genetic materials, we have sulfur and nitrogen. Yes, so almost all the living organisms, they contain compounds of carbon, nitrogen and sulfur, but obvious coal is the dead and decayed plant. Yes, so if coal is there, then the sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide can be emitted. Yes, so but obvious these two, they can become correct. Yes, and then second is the copper slag. So here the copper slag is discarded. Copper slag means that waste materials, a glassy like waste material is called the slag. Yes, so this glassy waste material, that is being released. Yes, and that is also released in the copper smelting. So again all the three options will be correct. A simple one. Then come to next one. Friends, one more question with reference to furnace oil. Consider the following. So by the very word of furnace oil, you have to get the idea that this is a byproduct of furnace. Yes, so once you get that this is a byproduct of the furnace, we will move further. It is a product of oil refineries. Yes, but obvious the oil refineries, they are refined in a furnace. Yes, the destructive distillation of oil that appears or that is being taken out in a furnace, and then some industries use it to generate power. Yes, this furnace oil, that also has some calorific value. Yes, so when that is having, when we heat that, that also gives energy. Yes, and the question only says that not all industries, some industries, but obvious this is a moderate statement. So some is enough for me to take it as a correct statement. Yes, then its use causes sulfur emission into environment. Yes, but obvious this is a carbon compound. Yes, and this is obtained from dead and decayed materials. Yes, so when this is from the dead and decayed materials of animal beings, friends, petroleum is obtained from the decaying of animals. Yes, so that will be having the products of carbon, nitrogen and sulfur, but obvious it also has sulfur. Yes, and statement 3 will also be correct. So but obvious D will be the correct answer. So I want just the common sense and applicability of NCERT knowledge. So in NCERT you might have studied that burning of coal, burning of petroleum, they will give out the nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide. Yes, so apply that knowledge. Only the observation and smart preparation, that is more than sufficient here. Yes, and these guessing strategies we have already discussed in the rapid revision as well. So make sure that you have a smart guessing strategy. Friends, smart guessing strategies, they will fetch you more than 40% of the marks in UPSC, and this is what is going to decide your performance, whether you clear or not. Those difficult questions which you tackle in the last moment, they will not fetch you anything. Yes, and here coming to the solution, and here we have the destructive distillation, and here the furnace oil is obtained. Yes, and this furnace oil, they look like this, and they can be burnt and energy can be extracted from this, and when they are burnt, then sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, all those things, they will be emitted. Yes, a simple question again. Then come to next. What is blue carbon? Friends, I don't think any solution is needed. I didn't put anything here. So blue carbon means carbon that is originated from blue. So what is blue ocean? Yes, carbon captured by oceans and coastal ecosystems. A simple one. I don't think solution is necessary for this, and this is in news, and anyone for this you need not be preparing for UPSC for years or hours together. Yes, and if you hit this question, don't feel proud that you have hit this question. आप तो बहुत दूरी बन गए, आपको कोई रोकने वाला नहीं है, आप IAS कल होने वाले हैं. No, nothing happens. Everyone in India, every person who has passed 10th standard, they have done it correct. So don't be happy here. Yes, then come to next. Friends, one more question. In the nature, which of the following is or are most likely to be found surviving on surface without soil? Yes, so this is a bit tricky question. So I think many of you might be confused here, and we see what might be the solution. Yes, and here the statements are ferns, lichens or lichens, however you can pronounce moss, then mushroom. Friends, here for a plant to grow, both sunlight and the minerals, these are necessary. Yes, and if either of them are not present, then it shall not be a plant, it shall be any other organism. And here we search, and here we get that mushroom is not a plant, it is a fungi. Yes, and then lichens is a mixture of algae and fungi. Yes, and we take this also. But fern is a primitive plant. Friends, this is a fern, and this is a product of Pteridophyta. I hope you might be knowing the phylum Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Yes, this is Pteridophyta. This is a premature plant. Yes, this has vascular system in a very primitive way, and it requires photosynthesis, and it requires soil for minerals. Yes, so fern has to be having a soil as a substrate to grow. So search for one option. So A and B will cut out. Friends, when you are cutting A and D, 4E is also being cut out. Yes, mushroom, it gets cut out. So we need not worry about that. If it is going, let it go. Then we have left with only B and C, that is 2 and 3 only. So here 2 will always be correct. Yes, lichens, and we search for the mosses, that is the third one, mosses. Friends, here you can see mosses is growing on the rock as well. Yes, and it need not require soil. Yes, and here you can see the lichens is floating on water, and lichens, it need not require a soil, it can live on water as well. Yes, so this is how we can come to the conclusion that answer B, 2 only can be the option. Friends, here there is one ambiguity. Yes, and everyone minds. So whether rock is a soil? Yes, if rock is considered as soil, then mosses will be the wrong option. So we will wait and see what UPSC gives the answer. So if UPSC considers rock as the soil, then this answer will go wrong. If it doesn't consider rock as the soil, then this answer will become the correct one. Yes, and but obvious friends, everything they can grow on rocks if rocks are considered as soil, and if rocks are considered as soil, the whole question will turn upside down. Yes, so do not get confused. If you have hit any of the answer here, be happy, be cool, and there will be 3 to 4 questions in UPSC like this, and those always they create confusions, and that is how UPSC maintains its reputation. So don't worry at all. As of now, take B, because we don't know whether UPSC takes the rock as a soil or not. Then come to next one. Friends, which one of the following is used in preparing a natural mosquito repellent? Yes, so what is a mosquito repellent? Odomos. You have heard Odomos. Odomos is a mosquito repellent. And forget all these things, forget by heart knowledge, come to the guesswork. So what is Odomos? Odomos is one which gives intense smell, intense that narcotic smell. That is, once you inhale that smell, you feel like you are getting nauseous, you are vomiting, or maybe you are going unconscious sometimes. And this is the trick that the mosquito repellents use to repel the mosquitoes. So when mosquitoes come near you and you have applied Odomos, then the thing is that these mosquitoes, they get unconscious once they inhale that smell. Yes, and here, which of the following can produce that such a type of narcotic smell or narcotic odor? Yes, so here the lemongrass, lemon can produce such. Yes, so we have seen once you inhale the lemon, so we will be having a different smell, or if you keep a lemon there, it gives different smell. Yes, and elephant grass, I don't think you will be having a smell of that, and nut grass, I don't think you will be getting any smell from groundnut grass or any other grasses. Yes, so the most probable answer can be the lemongrass here. Yes, so hit them. Answer C, the lemongrass is the answer. Friends, this is the lemongrass, and this is also used as a dietary food. So by using lemongrass, juices are also prepared. Yes, and here there was a research that had been taking place for searching the mosquito repellent or insect repellent properties in this lemongrass, and they have found that this is as effective as any other chemical repellents. So that is why it was given in news, and that is why UPSC has given that. Yes, so this was not in traditional sources, this was there in NCBI and other websites. Yes, so don't worry, if you can hit the guesswork. When we have the guesswork, then why worry about all others? Yes, then come to next. Friends, one more question is that consider the following kinds of organisms: copepods, then cyanobacteria, diatoms, and foraminifera. Yes, so here, if you have read NCERTs thoroughly, if you have read NCERTs by applying your brain, I don't think this will be a difficult question. Yeah, friends, so here, which of the following are primary producers in the food chain? So what is a primary producer? That which produces the food on its own, or that which has photosynthesis, or sorry, which does photosynthesis. If it wants to do photosynthesis, it has to have chlorophyll. Yes, and here search for the green ones. So whichever are green ones, hit them. Friends, we know that cyanobacteria is not a bacteria, it is an algae. Cyanobacteria is also called blue-green algae. Yes, so but obvious, algae is a primary producer. And diatoms is also having chlorophyll, and that also it is a microalgae, and that also produces photosynthesis. Yes, so this is the diatoms, and this is blue-green algae, cyanobacteria. Yes, so hit these two as the answer. So 2 and 3 only. Yes, answer B will be the correct answer here. So apply your brain and see that. Friends, these are the hotspots of UPSC. So just by looking at cyanobacteria, you will get to come to a conclusion that cyanobacteria means it's a bacteria. It is not a bacteria, it is nothing but an algae. Yes, again a simple one. If you have done that necessary hard work and revision, we have taken up this both diatoms and cyanobacteria in the rapid revision series, and have discussed, have said repeatedly that cyanobacteria is not a bacteria, it is an algae. Yes, so this is how you plan, because such are the hotspots. So if you catch through the hotspots, then you can predict the questions. Yes, I am not saying that I predicted, I am saying that every one of you can predict the question. Yes, so do it. Then come to next. Friends, one more question. Consider the following animals. So here, hedgehog, marmot, and pangolin. So to reduce the chance of being captured by predators, which of the above organisms rolls up, or they roll up? If it is singular, it is roll, but obvious, and they will roll up against their body. Yes, and they protect themselves against their predators by protecting their vulnerable parts. So here, which of the following rolls up? Friends, these marmots are found in African forests, and marmots, they are known for digging long burrows. Yes, so they will be having very long burrows. So whenever any predator comes, they will not roll up, they will straight away run and get into that burrows, and when they get into that burrows, no predator can come and attack them. Yes, so this is an exception here. And the hedgehog and pangolin, so these both, they will roll up and they protect their vulnerable parts, and thereby they get protection from the predators. Yes, friends, why these are in use? Because all these, they are being either endangered or critically endangered. So pangolin, this is in India, and these are being hunted for the scales. So for these scales, yes. So if you have done that necessary hard work, if you have gone through the websites, and if you have gone through the IUCN website and seen what are the endangered and critically endangered animals, so you might have come to the correct answer. Once again, this is a moderate to difficult question. I don't think everyone will be lucky to go through and revise all the hedgehog, pangolin, etc., and everyone will get to know this particular fact. Yes, but obvious, try your best. So do not leave any question. Yes, then come to next. With reference to New York Declaration of Forest, which of the following statements are correct? So it was first endorsed at the United Nations Climate Summit in 2014. Then it endorses a global timeline to end the loss of forests. Then it is legally binding international declaration. Then it is endorsed by governments, big companies, and indigenous communities. Then it was India was one of the signatories at its inception. Yes, friends, how to hit this? Friends, there are very few legally binding conventions and agreements in the world, not many. So they are Kyoto Protocol, Montreal Protocol, Cartagena Protocol. Only these 4 to 5 ones, they are legally binding, and almost all are voluntary in nature. They are not legally binding. What is legally binding? So if an agreement is legally binding and if you are violating, then any other country or even the United Nations, they can sue you in the international courts and they can levy penalty to you. Yes, so not all the conventions will come with the penalties. Yes, they are enabling clauses. So they are encouraging you to curb, they are encouraging you to protect the nature and conserve the environment. They are not here to punish every time. Yes, so look at this clause. It is legally binding international declaration. Yes, so this clause is doubtful. Yes, I strike it down. I strike down the 3, and here 1, 2 and 4 and 2 and 5. Only these 2 options will remain. That is, only A and D will remain. Yes, and here search for the first one. It was first endorsed at the United Nations Climate Summit in 2014. Yes, if you had revised anywhere in the website, yes, it was endorsed in the same summit of 2014. Yes, so that is a correct option. So 1, 2 and 4 will be the correct answer. And you can also hit saying that India was one of the signatories at its inception. Friends, India will not sign any agreement at its inception. What is the meaning of at its inception? It is like at the very opening of the agreement itself, India went and signed it. India will never do that. India will wait and it will see how many of the developing countries will sign. It will take its own time. Almost all the agreements, 99% of the agreements that have come up in this world, India has signed the same way, and that is the diplomatic way of signing an agreement. Yes, so if you are the Prime Minister or if you are the Foreign Minister, if you go and sign an agreement, then and therewith, by the opening clause, then people will throw stones when you come back to India. That is not at all diplomacy. You have to wait and see how many will join. After that, you have to join. You have to wait and see what benefits this can give to our country or what setbacks that can give. Yes, so have that smartness. So if you have that smartness, at its inception is an extreme statement. So strike it down and hit 1, 2 and 4 as the answer. Simple one. So you need not by heart. But coming to the hard workers part, friends, it is your duty to go through important websites which are in news and we have to search them. So this is one of the websites. I have brought the screenshot of it. So learn them. So take an habit, make an habit of going through the websites every week. At least one website you go through and bookmark them and revise them again and again. So any one fact that can fetch you good marks in prelims. Yes, so do that. Then come to next. Magnetic particles suspected to cause neurodegenerative problems are generated as environmental pollutants from which of the following? Yes, and here 5 are given, that is the brakes of motor vehicles, then engines of motor vehicles, microwave stoves within homes, power plants and telephone lines. Friends, in the rapid revision series, we are discussing the guessworks I have said about one thing, that is advantage of minusculity or advantage of minuscules. So what is this advantage of minuscules? I will tell you. Friends, consider, avoid this, do not see this answer D right now, consider B. B is the correct option as per UPSC. Yes, so as per UPSC 1, 2 and 4 is the correct option, and as per UPSC 3 and 5 they are wrong. So as per UPSC, magnetite particles are not at all emitted as a pollutant in the microwave stoves and telephone lines. So at any cost, what come may, whatever might happen, even the earth may fall, sorry, the sky may fall or the earth may explode, microwave stoves or telephone lines, they will not emit magnetite particles. Yes, so this risk UPSC will never take, because if any person, if he comes up with any book which states that yes, the telephone lines and microwave stoves they emit magnetite particles, then UPSC will have to give grace marks for all. Yes, so that risk UPSC will not take. So but obvious, when such questions are there, you can prove that at least for 0.00001% the magnetite can be emitted from the telephone lines. At least for 0.00001% power plants they can emit magnetite. Yes, so that advantage of minusculity 0.0001%. Yes, so take the advantage, hit all of them as the correct answer. Yes, so answer D can be the best option here. Yes, then come to next one. I don't think here you should do some research and go to the website and see how the power plants will work, whether they will emit or not. So all those things are not required. Even if you do them, you will not get the answer. Yes, this is a smart one, and this is how UPSC tricks. Then come to next. Friends, which one of the following is a filter feeder? Yes, again this is a factual question, and this was in news because the filter feeders, these are called the scavengers. These are the ones which clean the environment. Yes, so various filter feeders they clean the environment and give the other living organisms a clean and serene environment to live in. And here oysters they are said to eat the algae, the dead and decayed algae, and clean the environment. Yes, that is why oysters are famously called as filter feeders. Yes, and this is the oysters. Friends, oysters means those pearls that are hidden in this. We will break open these shells and we will open the pearl from here. Yes, these are the great eaters of algae. Yes, so that is why I have brought in the statement, that is they consume free floating algae and they improve the environment. Yes, so this was in news because there are talks going on to increase more and more these filter feeders so that they will clean the environment. Yes, and here friends, catfish can also eat algae, but the algae is not the main food of catfish. Catfish eats many other things. If you put catfish in an aquarium, it will eat that the artificial food which you put, that fish food, that also it will eat. Yes, so we cannot consider that. And then octopus eats other animals, it will not eat algae or fungi. Then pelicans are also big fishes, they will also eat other animals. Yes, they will not eat any other things. Yes, pelican means the birds, I guess, they are not fishes, so check it out. Yes, then come to next. Friends, Bengal, florican, pelican, so these are birds, they are not fishes, and they eat other animals. Yes, then come to next. In case of which one of the following biogeochemical cycles, the weathering rocks is the main source of release of nutrient into the cycle? Yes, friends, here which cycle takes the origin from the rocks? Yes, so that is being asked. So here go through the options. Carbon cycle. Friends, carbon cycle can take its source from atmosphere because of carbon dioxide. Yes, and then nitrogen cycle, that can take its source from nitrogen dioxide. So this can be the major source. If soil is not there, if stones are not there, if weathering materials are not there, then but obvious they will take the source from atmosphere. Then sulfur cycle, that can also take from atmosphere, like sulfur dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. Yes, if sulfur dioxide is not there, hydrogen sulfide will be there. But phosphorus dioxide, this is not chemically stable. Phosphorus dioxide or phosphorus oxides, these are not chemically stable. Yes, we cannot get so much of phosphorus oxide in the atmosphere. But obvious, the major source has to be from the weathering materials, that has to be from the rocks and rocks alone. Yes, so that is why phosphorus cycle, answer C can be the correct option. Yes, so here we are applying our common sense, we are applying our NCERT knowledge. So UPSC will not give you those questions wherein you mug up NCERTs and come and write here. UPSC is never ever a by heart exam. It is observation exam, knowledge exam, thinking exam, applicability exam. Yes, so not everyone will teach you how to tackle a communal riot when you become IAS officers. You have to do it on your own. When there is a communal riot, your car has to enter to that middle of that riot. Yes, you should not wait and see for the further orders. Yes, PM bole kuch, Minister ji kuch bole. So if you are doing that, you are not fit to become IPS officers. You have to take the command, take the charge, take the situation under control at any cost. Yes, then come to next. So this is a simple question. I don't think these all explanations are required. So keep it simple, friends. Don't flood your brain with so much of facts. Yes, then come to next. Which of the following are detritivorous? So what are detritivorous? These are the ones which feed on the dead and decayed materials. Yes, and here earthworms, are they detritivorous? Yes, they will survive in the soils and they will eat the feces and other decayed materials. Then jellyfish, are they detritivorous? We don't know. As far as I am concerned, I don't know. We will keep it. Millipedes, so are they detritivorous? I have seen millipedes in my childhood. This is a millipede. Yes, and this lies in the dead and decayed environment. But obvious that has to be a detritivore. Then seahorse, I don't know. Then wood lice. Wood lice means nothing but the lice which feeds on the dead wood. But obvious it has to be a detritivore. And so exclude the jellyfish and seahorses and see here I got 1, 3 and 5 as the option. Yes, and for the sake of confirmation, I visualized how a seahorse will live or how a jellyfish will live. So here jellyfish is eating another jellyfish. Yes, and seahorse is eating the plankton here. So phytoplankton is green one, zooplankton is the purple one, and it is eating that. It is not eating any dead and decayed part. Yes, so but obvious 1, 3 and 5, answer C will be the correct answer here. Yes, then come to next. Friends, the common carbon metric supported by UNEP has been developed for what? Friends, here there has to be both smartness as well as factual knowledge. Yes, and here the metric, what do you mean by metric? Metric means that which measures. Yes, so here I have to search for the word like measurement, assessment, yes, benchmarking, yes, so all those. I will see. First one, A option gives me the word assessing the carbon footprint of building operations around the world. Yes, I will take that option, we will consider that. Then enabling commercial farming entities around the world to enter carbon emission trading. So enabling is not metric, I will drop it. Then enabling governments to assess the overall carbon footprint caused by their countries. So assessing is there again. And then assessing the overall carbon footprint caused by use of fossil fuels. Yes, so here the three options, they have assess word, so I don't have any luck here. So I have to get some factual knowledge. Friends, if at all you have gone through any website, any current affairs material, so the very opening picture of UNEP and the common carbon metric picture is this one, and the opening picture says that here there are houses, yes, here there are buildings, but obviously it has to be related to buildings. Yes, I don't want you to go through this website and to read 10 pages. I want you to go to the website and just see the first picture, that is the very opening picture of that. Yes, so only the wallpaper I want it. Yes, so here hit it as option A because footprint of building operations or the buildings and construction related sectors. Yes, so do that. So this is how smartness works. So UPSC is not asking you to sit idle, neither it is asking you to by heart everything. So do some efforts, and I know where to let you, whether to let you in or let you out. Yes, so it is asking risk takers and hard workers. Then come to next. Which of the following have species that can establish symbiotic relationship with other organisms? Yes, so here which of the following species? The cnidarians are given, fungi is given, protozoans are given. Friends, what are these? These are not the individual species, these are the families. There are n number of protozoans, there are n number of fungi. Of course, there are too many fungi, and there are the number of fungi, the number of varieties of fungi are much more than the number of animal species we have. Yes, there are several cnidarians. Cnidarians means sponges. So this is phylum Porifera or Cnidaria. Yes, and here when the family names are given, again go for advantage of minusculity. Yes, so here amongst 1000 cnidarians, there will be one or the others which can go on with the symbiosis. Yes, and among the thousands of fungi, there will be one or two fungi varieties which can go on for the symbiosis. Yes, there are lichens, and lichens are formed by one kind of fungi and one kind of algae. Yes, the same way protozoans, there are n number of protozoans, any one will be there. So just by knowing the knowledge that these are not the names of particular species, these are the name of a family. So by that you take the advantage of minusculity, hit all of them as the option. Yes, so correct answer would be D here. Yes, so get it done. Again, applicability of your NCERT knowledge, that rules the roost. Then come to next. Friends, a sociology question, we will see how you will tackle that. So with reference to India, the terms halbi, ho and kui pertains to what? Friends, if you had read Spectrum, Modern India, if you had read that, then ho rebellion, Kol rebellion, so all these are given. So ho and Kol are tribal rebellion. So search for the word tribal there. Yes, so I can see the word tribal here. I straight away hit answer D as the option. Yes, again UPSC is wanting you to just do some necessary hard work, not to by heart the whole spectrum. Yes, so do that. Then come to next. Consider the following statements. First one, United Nations Capital Development Fund and Arbor Day Foundations have recognized Hyderabad as 2020 Tree City of the World. A very lengthy question, and friends, lengthy questions will be very easy. So do not leave them. Yes, we try them. I will be in your position. I don't know anything about this. I'll try. Then Hyderabad was selected for the recognition for a year following its commitment to grow and maintain urban forests. So friends, arbor, then urban forests, so the tree city, so all these are speaking about the forests and trees, and this one is speaking about the capital development. So capital development means human capital development. So how can human development match with the environment development? So I have doubt with this organization. So instead of UN Capital Development Fund, there might be any others. Yes, so actually it is the Food and Agriculture Organization, not the UNCDF but the FAO. Yes, so this was in one of the famous newspapers. I have brought the pic, and I want you to just go through the pic. I don't want you to read the entire article there. If you have read or only the subtitles of that pic, or if you have just seen the pic and the headlines of the article, you would have got the answer. Yes, so here UNCDF is not the correct one, the FAO is the correct one. So the statement 1 will stand to be wrong. So check for options. So here statement 1 is not correct. Yes, so this is 1, and this is the only one which states that statement 1 is not correct. So this says that statement 1 is correct. Wrong, and both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Wrong, statement 1 is wrong here, Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Wrong one. I only want this fact. I know that. I hit answer D as the correct option. Yes, but obvious, very easy one. So just make sure that you keep your eyes and ears open and make sure that you will just remember the small things, not the entire ones. Then come to next. Consider the following statements with respect to Laureus World Sports Award, which was instituted in the year 2000. Friends, the sports were never asked in UPSC in the last 15 to 20 years, but now sports have reappeared. Yes, so even this was a shocking news for us as well. That is why from now on, again, diversify your sources. At least read the front pages. At least read the front pages of the sports page every day. Yes, so that knowledge is enough for you to tackle at least 2 questions out of 4. Yes, you cannot tackle all of them because most of them will be factual in nature. And this Laureus World Sports Award was in use because Lionel Messi, he got the Laureus Sports Award. So I have brought some of the table. Yes, just by going to Wikipedia, just by giving one glance, you will get the answer. Yes, we will see how. Tiger Woods was the first winner. So here you can see Tiger Woods. So first 2 times Tiger Woods. So first option is correct. Then the award was received mostly by Formula 1 players so far. So here go through and see. Here the football is there. Then tennis is there many times. So here we can see some tennis players. Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, some 5 to 6 times he is there. Lance Armstrong, cyclist, is there. Yes, so here the Formula 1 players, they are not present. Yes, Martina Hingis and all those them. Yes, I am not seeing here Michael Schumacher, Kimi Räikkönen, so all those, they are not at all present. Yes, so straight away hit this Formula 1 as the wrong option. Yes, then Roger Federer received this award maximum number of times. Yes, here we can see Roger Federer. Yes, so by just having a glance of that, you will hit. So here correct option would be 1 and 3 because Formula 1 players, they have not received this so many times. It is the tennis players and some football players, they have received it. Yes, so hit that. So at least go through the first page of sports every day. Yes, do not neglect any part of the syllabus from now on. This is an eye opener for us as well, and we will also come up with good number of questions in the further. Then come to next. So again a sports question. Friends, this year the sports, they are more because of Tokyo Olympics, we know that, and we had expected 1 or 2, but we were not that serious because we saw the last 15 to 20 years trend, but still this was truly a shock. Then consider the following statements with respect to the 32nd Summer Olympics. Friends, Summer Olympics means the Tokyo Olympics. Winter Olympics, they are held along with this Summer Olympics, but they are not so famous because we Indians, we don't have so many representations from India for there. For ice hockey and other things, we don't have so much of representation. That's why we don't see. So Summer Olympics means the normal Tokyo Olympics itself. Here the official motto for this Olympics is a new world. So here what is the official motto? It is united by emotions. So this year we undergone so much of difficulties because of COVID-19. So we are united by emotions and we are moving towards a faster, higher and stronger world. So that was what the motto. So here strike it down. Then sports, climbing, surfing, skateboarding, karate and baseball, they are included in the Olympics. Friends, this was given because karate was introduced for the first time. So for the first time karate got an an opportunity to get into Tokyo Olympics or Olympics for that matter. That is why the option is given. Yes, almost all are present. I have checked it out, so you can refer that. So this is basically a factual question. When so many are there, I don't think UPSC will make wrong, but still it is risky. Better leave it in the third round, or if you have not attended so many questions, hit any of them. Yes, so here answer B is the option. All the sports are included. Yes, then come to next. Consider the following statements in respect to ICC World Test Championship. Here the finalists were decided by the number of matches they won. Then New Zealand was ranked ahead of England because it won more number of matches than England. Again friends, here you are not being asked to go through the all rules of the ICC Test Championship. Only the table if you go through, you will get. Yes, so here Australia has more number of points. Now New Zealand has 420 points. Australia is there only in the top, that's it. So earlier India was there, now New Zealand is. Yes, so because of points, not by the number of matches. Yes, and here England is somewhere below New Zealand, and you can see England has played 15 matches and won 8 matches, and here New Zealand has won 7 matches. So it is difficult to assess because New Zealand has played only 11 matches. That is why the points are being given. Yes, on the basis of points it is being decided. So that is why answer D is the option. Again a factual question. I don't think huge analysis or rocket science is required. ICC World Test Championship is decided on the basis of the points, and when you know that, then both of them will get wrong. Yes, then next one. Right to the city is an agreed human right, and the human habitat monitors the commitments made by each country in this regard. First statement. Then right to city gives every occupant of the city right to claim the public spaces and public participation in the city. Then right to city means that the states cannot deny any public service or facility to the unauthorized colonies in the city. Yes, so here how to tackle this, and do you have to study the whole thing? Friends, the UN Habitat 3 conference was held recently. If you had read it in the current affairs, this UN Habitat 3, then there a new urban agenda was stated. Yes, and I have brought a glimpse of that new urban agenda, and here in this new urban agenda the right to city is mentioned. And here what is the right to city? That is universal access to safe drinking water, then access to public goods, quality services, health, education, infrastructure. So only such statements are given. So this is basically an enabling agreement. So they are only creating awareness, and they are encouraging others to cultivate this new urban agenda. Yes, and some incentives will be given, or some disincentives will also be given for non-compliance. That is UN Habitat, that is having some of the commitments. So below this there are commitments, and that commitment says that we, all of the countries, shall move further in these targets in safe, affordable drinking water for all. We, everyone, all the countries shall move towards safe and affordable access to infrastructure or clean air. So likewise, so those commitments are given under this right to city, and UN Habitat will monitor them and it will give a ranking. So this is not legally binding, just monitoring will be there. Yes, and second one is also enabling clause, that is it gives occupants the right for everything. Yes, for everything it is given. Third one, look at this third one. Right to city means that the state cannot deny any public service or facility to the unauthorized colonies in the city. Friends, unauthorized colonies, they are the very exceptions. Yes, so first inference is that exception cannot be an example. You cannot take an exception as an example. And moreover, when the exception is there, and here the statement is also extreme, it says that it cannot deny any public services. So some of the services can be denied, yes, because of shortage of resources, etc. When they are denied, then UN Habitat cannot do anything because this is not legally binding. Yes, so the statement 3 sounds to be extreme. Yes, so when statement 3 sounds to be extreme, I eliminate statement 3, and first 2 they are moderate. 2 is anyhow moderate, 3 is moderate because the whole UN Habitat 3 conference, that gives so much of material here. Yes, so here you can hit answer C, 1 and 2 as the option. Yes, and 1 can be option, but this 2 is very enabling clause. So answer A cannot be there, answer C is the only option. Yes, so hit that properly. And again friends, this for this question bit analytical skill is required and so much of hard work is required, and keep it for the third round. I don't think this should be the game changer for you. So this can be the one wherein if you have some luck you will get it correct, else I don't think you will be getting correct. Yes, so we eliminate luck, we go for the planned and predicted success. So we have hit most of them with the guessworks. I don't think getting one wrong that will cost you huge. Yes, then come to next question. At the national level, which ministry is the nodal agency to ensure effective implementation of the scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers, the Forest Rights Act? Basically a simple question, there is no need of reading so much. So tribes and tribes, so hit them. I don't think you will be having any added advantage here, so you need not feel happy by hitting this answer. So I have hit this answer. Next day, tomorrow morning, press is going to come to my house and I am going to become IAS tomorrow. Nothing will happen if you hit this one. We have to hit that UNDP, UN Habitat and carbon metric, such answers you have to hit. Okay, then come to next one. With reference to recent developments regarding recombinant vector vaccine, consider the following. So first statement, that is genetic engineering is applied in the development of these vaccines. Then bacteria and viruses are used as vectors. Yes friends, here you need not again learn so many things. Here the question itself says about vector. So if you have read NCERTs, what are vectors? Tell me one common vector. Plasmid is a vector. Yes. E. coli, Escherichia coli is a vector. What is Escherichia coli? It is a bacteria. Yes, but obvious, when vector is there, the bacteria and viruses, they will have to be used. So this is common sense that when you are using genetics, the bacteria and viruses can be the vectors. You cannot introduce gene into elephant and send them into human body. Yes, you cannot introduce them into giraffe or giraffe and send it to human body. Yes, but obvious. And so here make sure that the statement 2 is correct. Then first one, genetic engineering is applied in the development of these vaccines. Friends, in the mains syllabus, recombinant DNA technology is there. Yes, recombinant DNA technology. So when recombinant comes, but obvious DNA has to be there, or genetic engineering has to be there. Yes, but obvious. So hit both 1 or 2 as correct option. So track recombinant word, track the vector word. Only those two things I want. I don't want you to read all of them. Now coming to the solution. Friends, here we have read about mRNA vaccine. Yes, we brought it in rapid revision series also and it was in news. Yes, so mRNA vaccine. What is mRNA vaccine? Here we are introducing the mRNA, yes, into the host. Yes, so here what is being said is that when we are introducing this mRNA, so there might be chances of this mRNA getting virulent, or there might be chances of this mRNA getting converted into the virus RNA itself and start multiplying in the human body. Yes, to avoid that, we will not send mRNA, we will send one protein. So we will send only one protein, and this protein will be sent via vectors of the bacteria and viruses. Yes, so we will attach this to the Escherichia coli and we will send it. So here protein is going, mRNA is not going. In mRNA vaccine, mRNA used to go and that used to produce proteins. Yes, so this is a level of safety over and above mRNA vaccine. So that is why it was discussed, a simple one. So I don't think so much of knowledge is also required for this. You can hit a guesswork crudely. Then come to next. In the context of hereditary diseases, consider the following statements. So here we have read about the 3-parent babies. I don't think here also you will be having any problem. This is basic main syllabus question. Yes, and if you hit this one as wrong, I don't think you will be getting any added advantage there. Yes, so you will be having a huge loss if you hit this as wrong. Then passing on mitochondrial disease from parent to child can be prevented by mitochondrial replacement therapy either before or after in vitro fertilization of the egg? Yes, so can we do that? Can we replace the mitochondria even before and after fertilization? Yes, we can. So here you can see the figure. So these are the eggs which contain both parents, father and mother. Yes, so these are the eggs, embryos which are already fertilized. Yes, so this is after in vitro fertilization, and here we are removing the nucleus and we are placing this. Here these are the unfertilized egg. So this is before in vitro fertilization. So this is only egg. So that is why we have only one nuclei. And here we are removing this and we are placing that into this one. Yes. So even before and after fertilization it is possible. Yes, but obvious. So when we are replacing the nucleus, so what if it is fertilized or unfertilized? Common sense. Yes, then a child inherits mitochondrial diseases entirely from mother and not from father. Hey friends, father can only give the nucleus DNA. He will not give you the mitochondrial DNA. That is why we call the three parent babies. Yes, father, mother and the mitochondrial mother. There cannot be mitochondrial father because egg is coming only from mothers. Yes, so both the options, both the statements are correct. Option C will be the correct answer. Again, a simple one. If you have studied three parent babies are in use in the last 3 to 4 years. Yes, I don't think you will be having any difficulty in hitting this. Yes, then come to next. Friends, Ball-Guard 1 and Ball-Guard 2 technologies are mentioned in the context of, friends, GMO crops. Yes, these are the very hot topics for Science and Tech UPSC mains syllabus. Yes, so the BT cotton and the bollworm resistant BT cotton. So by the word bollworm, you will get to know that this Ball-Guard is a guard for the bollworm. So where does it happen? That happens in the BT cotton. So what is a BT cotton? It is a genetically modified crop plant. So straight away hit genetically modified crop plant. So here if you have studied the Bacillus thuringiensis, the Ball-Guard worms, and if you have studied the Cry1AC gene, I don't think you will be spending more than 2 to 3 seconds in hitting this question. Again, a very easy one. Yes, then come to next. In a pressure cooker, the temperature at which food is cooked depends upon mainly which of the following. Yes, so here the pressure cooker is given. So visualize the things. The area of the hole in the lid. Yes, so if you have more area, then more and more fume will go out. If you have more area, so more and more fume will go out, and here if more and more fume goes out, then we have to give more and more heat and we have to give more and more temperature. Yes, but obvious. Then temperature of the flame. Yes, so if the flame is giving more and more heat, but obvious the same temperature will be transferred. So by keeping the low flame, we cannot heat it at particular temperature and pressure. Yes, then the weight of the lid. Friends, here we have a problem. Actually in the pressure cooker, the lid will be locked. Yes, so even if you have the lightest lid, I don't think that will be having a problem. Yes, because it will be locked, and the locked lid, even if it is of the lightest weight, then the same temperature is required. If you are not using a pressure cooker, if you are using only a metal plate lid and a container, then this would have mattered. But for a pressure cooker wherein it is being locked, yes, it is locked here. So that is why this third statement, weight of the lid, will not stand. Again, observation matters. Yes, so here answer is 1 and 2. Answer A is correct, that is 1 and 2 only. Option A. Yes, a simple one. I don't think even the science knowledge is necessary. Common sense will work here. Yes, then next one. Consider the following. Which of the above can be cultured in artificial or synthetic medium? Friends, if technology improves, even human beings can be cultured in the synthetic medium. Yes, we are having that in vitro fertilization, test tube babies, they are cultured in artificial environment. Yes, in the artificial medium. Then why bacteria, fungi, virus will not be? Straight away hit 1, 2 and 3. So this is D. So 1, 2 and 3 is the option. Yes, so I don't think you will be spending not more than 2 to 3 seconds to hit this. Yes, then come to next. Consider the following statements. Adenovirus have single stranded DNA genomes, whereas retroviruses have double stranded DNA genomes. Friends, retroviruses, the name retro, R means RNA. Yes, so RNA viruses, retroviruses, they have RNA, that is they will be having single stranded. Yes, here the statement says retroviruses have double stranded DNA. Now retroviruses have single stranded DNA, that is RNA. So statement 1 stands to be wrong. Then common cold is sometimes caused by adenovirus. Yes, the most common cold virus, that is the adenovirus. Some rhinovirus is also there. Adenovirus is the common one which causes cold every times. So this is adenovirus, whereas AIDS is caused by a retrovirus. Friends, AIDS is caused by retrovirus because it has RNA, and this is the figure of adenovirus, and here we can see it as DNA. Yes, so it is not a retrovirus, and this has double stranded DNA. Yes, so here common cold is caused by adenovirus, and AIDS is not caused by a virus that is having double stranded but by a retrovirus. Yes, but obvious, the statement 2 can be correct option. So hit answer B, that is 2 only. So here only thing you should know is that this retrovirus, they have RNA not DNA. So if you read NCERT's normal ones, you will get to know, and coronavirus, that has RNA. Yes, a basic common sense. I don't think you will spend more than 3 to 4 seconds in this as well. Yes, then come to next. Consider the following statements. The Global Ocean Commission grants licenses for the seabed exploration and mining in international waters, and India has received licenses for seabed mineral exploration in international waters. Friends, these lengthy questions now they will be very easy. So never ever leave lengthy questions. And rare earth minerals are present on the sea floor in international waters. So how can UPSC prove that rare earth metals will not be there? But obvious, at least 1% will be there. Yes, and here everyone knows that this is not Global Ocean Commission, it is the International Seabed Authority that gives the permission, and this was in news because of polymetallic nodules. Yes, India has got the permission to explore the polymetallic nodules which contains rare metals and heavy metals, and that is exploring in the Central Indian Ocean Basin, that is in the international waters. Yes, so we have brought in detail regarding this in the rapid revision series, and once again that is not a thing to boast. Every institutes they have brought that, friends, not only myself or not only IAS Baba, but it is that you have to have that plan. So my argument is that anyone who is planning, anyone who is tracking the previous papers, they can hit UPSC. Yes, it is not a rocket science. So UPSC is not the rich people's cup of tea. UPSC is not the children of IAS IPS officers cup of tea. UPSC is that person's cup of tea who has the hunger to get on and eat the knowledge, consume the knowledge as much as possible, and consume it smartly. Yes, then. So this is Seabed Authority. So eliminate one, you will be left with 2 and 3. I don't think 2 seconds are required here if you know this Seabed Authority. Yes, then come to next. So climate smart village. So this is a bit factual question. I don't think everyone have done this correct. So we'll see. In context of India's preparation for climate smart agriculture, consider the following statements. The climate smart village approach in India is a part of project led by the Climate Change Agriculture and Food Security. So but obvious, friends, climate smart is there, climate change is there, so might match. Yes, so there is no difference, just like we have seen in the UNCDF. So much of mismatch is not there, the words are matching. We will consider it as correct one. We will see. First we will try the guesswork. Then the project of CCAFS, that is the same one, is carried out under the Consultative Group on International Agricultural Research. So the climate smart village, then agriculture and agriculture research. Once again, these are also matching. Mostly he might have done wrong here. So it might have been headquartered in somewhere else. yes, in Germany or any others. Yes, I don't think UPSC will do such wrongs. We will keep it in the extremity. Then the International Crops Research Institute of Semi-Arid Tropics, ICRISAT hai, in India is one of the CGAIR's research center. Yes, so but obvious that is also researching in some of the agriculture areas. So but obvious they are matching. So keep it for the third round. I hope you have kept it and hit all the three as options. Yes, so take some risk, no issues, because almost all are there. Only the France is bit confusing. I don't think UPSC will make only these small mistakes. It will make the large mistakes so that you will get to know and you will strike it as wrong. So hit them. Now coming to the solution, friends, but obvious here you can see the Climate Smart Village. I have brought the screenshot of the website itself, and here CCAFS is there. Yes, and here we have the Climate Smart Village and ICRISAT is there. Yes, so all of them are here itself and all the statements are correct. Yes, and I don't encourage you to read every single line and by heart. Yes, village, VILLAGE, village. So I don't want such people. So try smart studying. Yes, then come to next one. Water can dissolve more substances than any other liquid because why? Because it is dipolar. Yes, so what is dipolarism? So here we have oxygen and hydrogen. We have discussed this part, the dipolarism, in the rapid revision series. Yes, so I hope if you have seen that you will hit it. So here friends, this hydrogen, this is a highly reactive element and that is attached to oxygen, which is not so reactive. So it is not satisfied with the sharing of electrons, hence it is having some positive tendencies. So here you can see it is having some positive tendencies, and this hydrogen also has some positive tendencies. So when these two are not satisfactory, oxygen is also not satisfactory. Yes, so when your partner is not satisfied, how will you be satisfied? Yes, so likewise, and here when that happens, then both oxygen and hydrogen, they have the ability to bind with as many molecules as possible. So but obvious, if you get any salt, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, manganese chloride, anything, they will absorb, they will get attached, and when they get attached, yes, but obvious they will dissolve. Yes, so this dipolarity is one of the main reasons why it dissolves most of the particles. Yes, and this is the same dipolarity which helps them to dissolve both the acids and basic substances. So if you add acid, so even in acid both the positive and negative ions are there. Even in the bases, positive and negative ions are there, NaOH. So here we have Na plus and OH minus, H2SO4. We have both SO4 minus and H2 plus. Yes, so but obvious, any acid, any base, any salt, that is dissolvable in water because of this dipolarity. Yes, so correct answer is option A. This requires bit additional knowledge, and I have brought it in rapid revision series, and I will claim as one good hit rate of this. Yes, then come to next. 92. With reference to street lighting, how do sodium lamps differ from LED lamps? Yes, so again a lengthy question, it will be easy, we will check. Sodium lamps produce light in 360 degrees, but it is not so in the case of LED lamps. We will check and see. So as a common man, even I don't know that fact. As street lights, sodium lamps have longer life than LED lamps. Friends, nowadays almost all the street lamps, that is the old ones, that is the sodium lamps are old ones. So these are being replaced by LED lamps. Why? Because LED lamps have more durability. If that was the reverse, then why would have the replacement taken place? Yes, so but obvious, it is the wrong statement. Actually LEDs have more life than these sodium lamps. So strike it out 2, we will check. Strike 2. So here 3 and 1 and 3 only. So anyway 3 will be correct. We will check for 1. We straight away came to this one option. Sodium lamps produce light in 360 degrees, but it is not so in case of LEDs. Friends, imagine a sodium lamp. How it will be? It will be like one box will be there, and here one bulb will be there. and this bulb will be glowing. How LEDs will be there? LEDs will be like this, and here so many LEDs will be there. Yes, because LEDs, they emit the photon waves. Yes, LEDs, they will not glow. This lamp, it will be having a vapor inside, it will be having a filament inside, and that will burn and it will glow. LEDs will not glow. LEDs, they will just emit the photon waves. Yes, when electricity is passed in this diode, only the waves are produced, and waves are unidirectional. So here there is no glowing, but only emission is taking place. But obvious, LEDs, they emit light in only specific directions. That is why you see any LEDs, even in car indicators, we have to put so many LEDs. One LED will not sufficient. One big LED, is it sufficient? No. There has to be several small LEDs only. Yes, so likewise. So otherwise, one big LED they might have put it. Correct? So take that analogy and put the statement 1 as wrong, and take, so here, sorry, statement 1 as correct. So it is saying that it is emitting in only one direction. So take statement 1 as correct and put answer C, option C as the answer. Yes. So here again basic analogy, I don't think so much of rocket science is required here. Then come to next, the term ACE2, AS2 is talked about in the context of which one? Friends, if you don't have any idea, just see this AS2, this might be either space related or biology related. So such capital letters and abbreviations, they will be there only in space missions, that LISA probe, ELISA probe, so MOM, Mars orbiter mission, so all those things. So only there the abbreviations will be there, otherwise in the enzymes. So remember Cry1AC gene, Cry1AC gene. So likewise, so this will be there only in the enzymes and biological molecules. So here, development of India's satellite navigation system, genetically modified plants, and then radio collars, so spread of viral disease. So all are related to what we have predicted. So I don't think luck will work here. So we have to go through some hard work. So hard work is that ACE2, ACE2 is a receptor that is present in almost all the molecules of human beings, not only in human beings, in many others. Yes, and this is said to be the entry gate for the coronavirus. So why ACE2 was in news? Because coronavirus, it binds its protein for the first time when it infects human body with this ACE2 molecule, with this ACE2 receptor is the first encounter of this coronavirus. Yes, so that is the welcoming one of the coronavirus. Yes, so that is why ACE2 is in use, and ACE2 is an enzyme, and that is a receptor. And I don't think we need to go in depth, so only the superficial knowledge is being asked here. So it helps in the spreading of viral diseases, spreading of infections. Yes, so by chance in any newspaper, if you have come across this AS2, I don't think will be a problem in hitting this in 2 to 3 seconds. Yes, and coronavirus, it was in news more often, and but obvious you might have read it in news once or twice. Then come to next, bisphenol A. A cause of concern is a structural or key component in the manufacturing of which of the following kinds of plastics. So basically the question is framed in lengthy statements. So bisphenol A is present in which one? So that is the simple statement. If I was there, is present in which one? Only 3 words, close. Yes, simply to waste the time. Friends, here why was this question asked? There is one chapter of plastics in 7th or 6th NCERTs. Yes, in there polyethylene terephthalate, Teflon, then Tupperwares. Yes, so all those PVCs, polyvinyl chlorides, so all are given, and this is an application of that knowledge. Yes, and here these bisphenols, the formula of bisphenols is this one. So there are 2 phenols. Yes, so this plus OH is the phenol molecule, and these are 2 phenols, and that is why it is called bisphenol, and this is the polycarbonate plastic, and here we can see 2 phenols, and here H part is removed and another chains are attached instead of H. Yes. So this bisphenol is a part of polycarbonate. And what is polycarbonate? Polycarbonate is this type of material that is used to cover here. So in most of our roofs we use this, but we don't know what are this. So in our day to day lives, whichever we come across, so all those things we have to go through and we have to have that curiosity to learn. Yes. And there was one question regarding monosodium glutamate in 2017, and there was question regarding the ingredients of Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Yes. So all those things, these are for the observation related questions. Yes, if you have observed, if you have studied NCERTs with that application of brain, I don't think you will be having any problem in answering this. So polycarbonate, option B will be the correct answer. Yes. So here I have shown how the bisphenol is and how the polycarbonate is. Yes. Then come to next. Friends, triclosan is considered harmful when exposed to high levels for a long time. Is most likely present in which of the following? Guess why this question is asked, why triclosan is asked for the first place. Triclosan is asked because of the famous object we were using every day, every time in the last 2 years, that is the sanitizer. Yes. So triclosan is a main ingredient in sanitizers. So if you have used that sanitizers, if at all you had that brain to turn the bottle of sanitizer and see what all the ingredients it contains, then I don't think you will be having any difficulty in answering this. Yes. So here the reused plastics, then fruit ripening, food preservatives, these are bullshits. Only the toiletries, that is the soaps, detergents, sanitizers, so these are the products which contain this triclosan. Yes. So keep your eyes and ears open. Yes. So do that. Then come to next. Which one of the following is a reason why astronomical distances are measured in light years? So how you will measure light years? A basic physics NCERT question. So how you will measure light years? So 1 light year means the time taken by light is 1 year. So how you will calculate the distance? So 1 year into the speed of light. Yes. So if this speed of light was different, then you would not have got this distance at all. Yes. Once you multiply this 1 light year with this, you will get the distance in meters. Yes. The speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second. Yes. So this is a constant one. Yes. The light is used because the speed of light is always the same, that is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Yes. So but obvious, a simple physics one, answer D is the correct option here. Then come to next. With reference to water credit, consider the following statements. It puts microfinance tools to work in water and sanitation sector. We will see. Then it is a global initiative launched under the aegis of World Health Organization and World Bank. It aims to enable the poor people to meet their water needs without depending on subsidies. So here friends, again go through the organization. So here World Health Organization is there, World Bank is there, but it says about water. Yes. So why should World Bank cater to the water? Yes. Or maybe World Health Organization, to some extent it can cater to water. So if you have tracked previous 10 to 15 years of UPSC papers, then you might have straight away taken this 2 as the wrong option. Yes. But obviously 2 is the wrong option because this water credit is taken by this water.org organization. Yes. This is not taken by WHO or World Bank. Friends, UPSC will always confuse you by giving the standard institutions. So every time WHO, World Bank rakha jata hai, kyunki you will get confused and you will feel that yeah, UPSC is saying it might be correct. Yes. So make sure that you apply your brain, you have all the channels open to find the faults that are hidden within the statement. Yes. So it might be any other NGO related to water. Why only WHO? Why only World Bank? Yes. So likewise. So if you have done that, then eliminate 2, 1 and 3, answer C would be the correct option. Yes. So here a simple one, but coming to solutions, this water credit initiative that has been in news because of the water scarcity and others. And if at all you had any attempt to go to this website and see this, I don't think you will be having any difficulty to answer this. Yes, and here we have discussed many questions, and in that at least 60% they were amenable for guessworks. Yes, you agree with me? So again, coming back, if you have that smartness, I don't think UPSC prelims will be difficult for you. Then come to next one. Friends, other than environment and science, the rapid revision series had got other hit ratios, and I am showing this again not to boost, so to make you plan your studies better. Yes, we have discussed about the Subhas Sarkars and Parganas. So why this is a predictable question? Friends, as far as ancient and medieval India is concerned, UPSC will concentrate only on two things, that is the art and culture related things and the administration related things. Yes, it will not concentrate on who has waged war at what times, all those things. Yes, so here this is purely administration related ones. Yes, so that is why this question was asked, and we had discussed this in rapid revision series because this was an administrative related factor. Yes, then come to next. Here Chausat Yogini temple, we have discussed this Chausat Yogini temple because the temples which are having the yogic postures and others were appearing in newspaper again and again. So that is why we brought this, and Chausat Yogini temple, I have discussed it with the help of figure, that is the circular temple we have discussed. Again friends, by tracking the current affairs into the NCRTs, into the standard books, we can predict the questions. Yes, so Chausat Yogini temple, we can claim it as one of the hit ratios of rapid revision series. So I want you to predict the questions accordingly and study. Yes, do not depend on someone others. Friends, in this world, with due respect to UPSC, I am saying there is no authority higher than a person you yourself who can assess you better. Yes, you are the only person who can assess your personality. You are the only one who can assess your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So do it. Then next one. So here we have discussed about the broach or the Baharucha. Yes, while discussing the previous questions in rapid revision series, the same question has come, and if you get to know that this Bharuch or broach is a industrial town, then I don't think you will be having any difficulty to hit the correct option here. Then come to next. Friends, here this Portuguese writer Nunes and the capabilities. So this you can hit it with the help of advantage of minusculity. Yes, consider UPSC has excluded any of them, and if he brings Himachal Pradesh textbook, or if he brings Tamil Nadu textbook, or if she brings Gujarat textbook and shows that no sir, ye likha hai kitab mein, then UPSC will not give grace marks for everyone. So what obvious, the Nunes document is not at all available in the public domain, so it is very very hazy, and UPSC will not take the risk. All of them will be the answer. Even if it is wrong, go ahead and hit it. There are 80% of chances of getting it correct. Yes, so this is one of the hit ratios for the guessworks. Then next one, friends, we have discussed about the minorities. Yes, we have discussed about some of the Christian national leaders, and we had also discussed in detail about the architectures of Christians. Yes, Saint Francis Basilica, Saint Francis Xavier, so all those we had discussed. Yes, so once again your duty to go through the editorials and track it back to the main books. Yes, so do that. Then come to next. Friends, we had also discussed about Burza Home, and we had discussed various Indus Valley civilization and the Chalcolithic, Neolithic places, and this came by luck. I don't claim this as the hit rate, so only this was there, other two we didn't discuss. So next time we will try to bring in as many as possible. Yes, so here I accept my defeat, and IS Baba accepts our defeat because this is not in our human capability to guess everything. Yes, and here we feel sorry for that. We will come up with new strategies for the next time. Then come to next. Genghis Khan, Taimurlem. Friends, I have discussed when Genghis Khan he invaded, when Taimurlem invaded all of them in the rapid revision series. So whole schedule was given there. Then come to next. Friends, we had discussed what is a primary market, what is a secondary market, and we had discussed that nowadays the government bonds, they are not sold only in the primary market, they are sold only in the secondary market also. That is, any retailers, they can buy the government bonds. Yes, so we can claim a partial hit ratio of this question, not completely being objective. Yes, then come to next. So these are some of the hit ratios, and I don't think you will be having any difficulty to take 50% of the marks if you guess other polity and economics questions. They were very easy. And friends, we had also discussed about the cash reserve ratio, then the statutory liquidity ratio and all those things, that everyone will do that. So we are not that cheap to arrogate everything that we have discussed. So being objective, we have 15 to 12 hardcore questions and we had 20 to 25 partial questions. Yes, so this is what a student can predict, and most of the things you can hit by guessworks. Yes, so prepare accordingly. If at all you have not having the satisfaction of giving this prelims, give up, come up, pull up your socks, take up your swords, fight back and give the best in the next attempt. And if you have done the work, if you have done with utmost dedication, determination, if you have put your sweat and blood in the prelims, then you will definitely clear prelims and come to the mains. And I, on behalf of everyone, wish you all the best for mains. All the very best. Good luck, friends. Excel and reach the zenith in future. Thank you.